Incredible, incredible right there, business. I was just thinking, imagine as part of your indoors, plants, you grow vegetables. So you don't have to go out for your sukuma wiki, you just pluck that. That's why I'm joined right now by Dr. Paul Kangede. We are not talking about, indoors, plants and whatnot, but we're talking about why you need a vet in the year 2022. And, this is one of those years, Dr. Paul, where a lot of people are entering into business. There is a realization that, food business, anything, plants, animals, there's so much value to it.
Yes.
And also people are learning to be self-sustaining by themselves. Yes. So people are coming into this world of keeping animals. And the question is, why do I need a vet? Why should we procure services of a vet?
There are very many reasons why a farmer or a potential farmer or a continuing farmer should need a vet. One, if this person is getting into the business or is already there, then the vet can be able to advise you on several issues. For example, on the breeds that you should choose for you to run your venture successfully. You notice that, for example, in dairy farming, not all cows are dairy cows. You can have a dairy cow that, a cow that is producing, say, about 5 liters of milk. For a person doing it in a business, it doesn't make business sense. Why? Because the total milk produced by that cow in the course of the month cannot cater for the feed, cannot cater for the employee, and cannot even pay the owner of the cow some amount of money. So you realize that you need to keep a cow which then would be able to give you enough money, and the numbers again should be sufficient for it to make business sense. You understand? Other issues then someone would be interested to require the help of a vet are into the housing aspect. People are so much into animal welfare, and if you produce animals in a manner that is contravening those animal welfare issues, then you find that the market is shunning away. For example, the battery cages for chicken, you realize that people are tending to shy away from that, and internationally it's an acceptable practice now just to give animals as much space as possible so that they are not confined or stressed out, as that has an implication on production as well as the quality of whatever they produce. Also, when it comes to matters pests and diseases, you need a vet to be able to tell you that this is when you deworm, this is when you spray your animals, this is how you go about vaccinating your animals, just to keep diseases at bay or away from your farm. You realize that if a disease, for example, a mastitis case comes into your farm, then that is a very challenging disease. You need a vet to be able to, at the earliest suspicion of a disease like that, then the vet can come in and examine your animals and isolate that animal and treat it to full recovery. Otherwise, that disease can be spread to the whole herd, and then the cows may lose some quarters, or the volume of production goes down. And even you, the person who is at the farm, you spend so much time taking care of a sick animal, which otherwise would be giving you some produce.
Yes.
Moreover, you need advice on what to feed your animals and how to feed them.
Yes.
You realize that feeding these days is a challenge, and feeding, it is a fact that feeding approximately takes about 60% to 70% of the total production costs. So you need to know how do you bring those costs down, while at the same time maintaining good levels of production to make sure that you are making a profit as a farmer.
Okay.
And lastly, then you need a vet to be able to help you in record keeping, because if you fail to keep records, for example, then if it is, for example, in rabbits or sheep and goats, then you find that by the time these young males are into puberty, they may go around mating with their sisters or their mothers, which is not wanted, because that would lead to inbreeding, which has, of course, consequences to production and the future of the farm. So those are some of the many reasons why someone would require a vet.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's quite interesting. We were chatting up earlier on. You're saying, people want to come into this business.
Yes.
and you want to buy a cow.
Yes.
This person pitches a proposal for you. Tells you, Dr. Paul Kangebe, I have this cow. This cow it's the cow that you need. How many liters a day?
Say about 15.
About
20.
15
Yes.
liters a day. Trust you me, I call you for a day for demonstration. Come and see by yourself, by your own eyes, so that you don't just hear about it on Twitter threads and whatnot. Yeah?
Yes.
Then you come and we start. And it goes all the way to 15, and I'm like, wow, your cow is amazing. Does it have a Twitter handle? And the question is, in such situations, do you need a vet when you're buying an animal, when you're purchasing an animal from one person to the other?
Exactly. It is very important because then, apart from even the production, kwa sababu watu wengi unaweza gongwa asubuhi, because the person may decide to not milk the cow at a particular time. Ndio ukikuja mkamue pamoja uone kumbe huyu ng'ombe hata akona maziwa mengi. Kumbe jamaa alikosa kukamua asubuhi because you are coming in the afternoon, now you milk at one time, anakwambia one time milking is this amount. Kumbe it's the total production maybe per day of that animal. Alternatively, you may be told, oh, my cow is 7 months pregnant, so I'm selling it at this amount of money. Unabeba tu bila vet kukua hapo, and you go take
you assess the pregnancy with your eyes.
Yes.
You look, this cow it looks pregnant.
Exactly.
So it must be pregnant.
Baadaye 5 months later, your cow is not giving birth because the pregnancy is 9 months approximately. So you call in a vet. If you had called in a vet, angekwambia huyo ng'ombe hata hana mimba. Understand? They could have examined the animal to tell you these things. Someone else may even decide to sell you a sick cow. One quarter of the milking is maybe not working. The cow maybe even be blind in one eye. You know, some of those things. That is why you need a vet, so that they can vet the animal you want to buy to satisfy that all the parameters are normal, that cow is healthy, and it can produce and reproduce in the right way. Otherwise, unaweza funikwa kwa hii town vibaya sana.
Definitely. Yes. And for those who don't get the lingo, when Daktari talks about unaweza funikwa kwa hii town, is basically, wonders can be done to you, economically speaking, taking advantage of that.
Yes.
And it's quite interesting. You've mentioned a blind cow, and my mind is still there. But I'm looking at the cost of getting vet services at the end of the day, because there might be that notion.
Yes.
I mean, maybe it's too expensive, or again, some people even on the flip side, when something is too affordable, they're like, no, I can't have those services. So where do the costs range for veterinary services?
Thank you, for that question. For the costs, then it depends on what service or what is the vet coming to your farm to do, or what kind of an advice are they able to give you. For a normal consultation, then for a farm, then would be somewhere about 2,000 to 5,000, depending on what they are doing. But if it is a case of a disease, for example, if there is disease in your farm and then you call in a vet, they will charge you a consultation fee, say about 1,000 or so, and then the injection fees according to what they are going to do there, maybe a mileage fee for their transport and things like that. But I always say that vets are affordable if you only make your farm as a business. Otherwise, if you are having maybe a single cow, sorry to say, many people may be having those, then it becomes a challenge, because if the cow is producing 5 liters of milk or less per day, at the end of the month is 150 liters, for example. Multiplied by 30, that is around 4,500. So it may not even be enough for a consultation fee. You see, even the AI services, it may not be affordable. That's why I say, if possible, keep a number of animals that makes a good business sense, so that even when the vet comes in, he does some other things in the farm that now when it comes to the total cost, it becomes easier to you and affordable as a farmer, as compared to when then these services become too expensive or out of reach.
So scale is very important.
Exactly.
And you've mentioned the business angle of it.
Yes.
I also know people And majority of our viewers, they're looking at from a personal angle. Maybe I just have my pets.
Yes.
I have a dog. I have a cat.
Yes.
Why? Okay, that's quite critical. Why do I need a vet, and why is a vet very important for this particular 2022 on a personal scale?
A pet, then say a cat or a dog, then that's a different case, because if that cat or dog is infected with rabies, then and then it bites someone, and it is your dog, then you'll be taken to a court of law. The cat also can bite someone, and then you can be taken to a court of law. So when you compare the costs of you being taken to the court of law, then you cater for the medical cost of that person, they may be in the range of 200 to 300,000 for the medical bills. And yet total vaccination for that animal, which is done once for rabies every year, then would cost you somewhere 3,000 or less. So it would make a lot of sense to vaccinate your animals against that. Otherwise, even if that animal does not bite someone and it is already rabid, it will eventually die. And what happens then, that is emotional torture to you, because then of course there is that emotional attachment to the family. Is a pet, is now a member of the family, quote unquote. But then when you lose it, then emotionally you are destabilized.
Definitely. So
yes.
we have to be very aware,
Exactly.
Always engage specialists
yes.
when we are handling animals, be it on a business scale
yes.
or on a personal scale.
Exactly.
Very important.
Yes.
That's 2022. And I meant to understand also this 2022.
Yes.
You are my colleague here at Standard.
Yes.
There's a product you're coming up with my resident vet,
yes.
Which will be featuring as part of our programming, one of the feature
yes.
stories. What should we be expecting from that particular segment?
In the upcoming resident vet program that will be airing on KTN News and KTN Farmers TV, we want to showcase what veterinarians are doing outside there with their animals, the kind of surgeries that they undergo, the kind of treatments that they undergo, the kind of services. For example, someone may not be knowing that there is a spa for a cat, for example, or a spa for a dog, where you take your dog, there is pedicure, manicure, and all those things, teeth, dental cleaning and those things.
Really?
Yeah. Exactly.
Some of us haven't been in spa, so you just jump and you say, this is a spa for goats and cats.
Yes.
No, not for goats, for dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite incredible. So what veterinary services are doing out there?
Exactly.
In different phases, yeah?
Exactly, as well as featuring some top-notch farmers, just to showcase the nice work they are doing, as well as, of course, having panels of vets to discuss different issues that affect humans and animals as well, in an area called zoonosis. Okay. Those animals that can cross over from animals to humans and vice versa.
All right.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
I can't wait for that particular program.
Yes.
It will be as part of our feature stories right here on Business Today.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Dr. Paul Kangede, from KTN News, my colleague. Amazing guy right there. So when next time you're buying a cow, do not assess the pregnancy by just looking. It might be deceiving. You never know, maybe some hair has been pumped. So get a veterinary to come and look at it. Let's take a short break right here on Business Today. When you come back, still more stories for you. Stay tuned.